Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Budget and Finance meeting of June 17th at 5:30. I am going to do legal stuff real quick. Consistent with the governor's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and banning certain gatherings such that an in-person meeting of the Budget and Finance Standing Committee is not possible, this meeting will be conducted by remote participation. The public may not physically attend this meeting, but every effort will be made to allow the public to view and listen to the meeting in real time and participate when necessary. So, welcome everybody. Vice Chair Scott Memhard is here. Member John McCarthy is present. Myself, City Councilor Melissa Cox, City Auditor Kenny Costa, Police Chief Ed Conley. Elise, what's your title over there?
Director of Elder Services.
Director of Elder Services, Elisa Nagra, and Assistant to the CAO, Chris Sicaranza. Did Frank get sick of us already and not want to play with budget and finance anymore?
No, we have some other conflicting meetings at the same time here, so doing double duty, but he sends his regards.
All right. So we'll just go straight down the agenda. Item number 1, Police Chief. Actually, 1, 2, 3, all you.
I'm a busybody tonight, Counselor. Good evening to everybody.
Hold on, I'm sorry. If you want to just go through them and then we can make the motions afterwards, that it might be easier for you.
Okay, that's what we'll do then. That sounds good to me. So the very first item on the agenda is the transfer of amount of $5,500. This is coming from lag that we've uncovered in our animal control budget. This was money set aside for various services they provide that we didn't provide over the last fiscal year. What we like to use this money for is to purchase new equipment, furniture, specifically furniture and chairs, table and chairs for our roll call / training room. I don't know if anybody's had the pleasure of being in there. I know Councilor McCarthy certainly has. The chairs that are here there and the twice hand-me-down tables that are kind of pushed together are really, really in bad shape. And so I think for a small amount of money, we can do a lot to improve that space, not only for our staff and employees, but also for different training events that we can have there. These chairs and tables are similar to what we've got for the Harbor Master office. They are, 2 people sit at a table and they can be configured in a number of different ways. So that's number 1. Number 2 is a transfer of $32,000 from police uniform salaries. That also was some excess salary that we were able to set aside. The use of these funds would be for the purchase of a vehicle. As you may know, we increased our successful community impact unit by 1, adding officer parity. We are in need of an additional vehicle, actually not for officer parity, but for Officer Sutera and Ace, because fitting Ace into the small BMW with Officer Sutera is comical. And I'm sorry to see that go, but it's the right thing to do to give him more space.
Before it's over, though.
What's that?
Can you get some pictures before it's over?
I know, yeah, absolutely.
That'd be worth seeing.
And then the last transfer that we're asking for is also from uniform salaries, the amount of $7,600. We are in the process this week and next of finishing our final phase of deploying tasers on our patrol staff. And the way we purchased it, we didn't purchase a taser for each individual officer. We purchased a number of tasers that will be handed off from one shift to the other for now. And this process of the handoff and sign in and sign out will be made a lot more efficient if each officer can simply have their own holster. So rather than taking a holster and attaching it to their equipment, they can simply hand off and sign out, sign in the taser, and put it into the holster. I think this is also an important officer safety issue because officers should be accustomed to having that taser holster on the what we call the weak side of their equipment at all times, and be be accustomed to pulling it from that same spot. So we have an opportunity to purchase a number of holsters for everybody, and we'd like to ask for the transfer of the money to do so.
Is it true when you guys take your taser class that you actually have to get tasered?
So you don't have to. I have personally been tased when I took it several years ago, and I will tell you that Detective Sean Connors volunteered this time to be tased. And for a small fee, I'd be happy to share that video with anybody here on the call.
That should be your next fundraiser. That-
I thought the same thing.
We could get Ace his master's degree, not even just a college fund, but a master's degree with that kind of revenue. Oh,
Exactly.
man. All right. Does anybody have any questions on any of the items that he brought up?
All
Questions?
sound appropriate.
I made it 39 years without being tased, so.
Well, you haven't left Gloucester yet there, Councilor McCarthy.
It just, I guess, hearing you say that, I'm happy to understand that you're the former police chief and not just saying that as a resident. I also have managed to not get tased. I got tear gassed, but I've not been tased. So that's, that's a plus.
I don't know if it compares to my ICD going off and giving me a shock, but I suspect it's something close to that.
And
Yes,
his
but-
his furniture, that was new back in 2015, but if anybody has grown up with boys, having 70 of them using their equipment in a room, you wear furniture out pretty quick.
Yeah, right?
Men, you mean men, John?
Men,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes, Scott. All right. So no further questions on anything from the police chief? All right. I'm not going to ask for further comments because we just did that. I recommend the city council approve special budgetary transfer 10 in the amount of 5,500 for the purpose of purchasing new furniture in the roll call room. And I so move.
Second,
Further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote. Councilor Memhard,
yes.
Councilor McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilor Cox, yes, motion passes 3 in favor, 0 opposed. I recommend the city council approve special budgetary transfer 11 in the amount of $32,000 for the purpose of purchasing a cruiser for the community impact unit, and I so move.
Second,
Is that the first payments? How many payments are we having here?
That's full cost, Council.
Wow, nice. So we're paying it in full. That's impressive. All right. Is that outfitted and everything? Or are we gonna see it?
That includes lights. That includes lights and we have radios to put in it and we don't plan on the cost to put decals on it. That's not gonna be very expensive because we're not gonna decal it like we would a full cruiser.
Cool. All right. Roll call vote, Councilman Carn.
does that come with a picture of Ace on the outside of the vehicle?
I think when Lieutenant Castro's done, it will be hand painted. Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
By his
Yes.
daughter. She's great.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Yes. Councilor McCarthy,
Yes.
Councilor Cox, yes, motion passes 3 in favor, 0 opposed. I recommend city council approve as special budgetary transfer 12 in the amount of 7,600 for the purpose of purchasing taser holders, and I so move.
Second,
Further discussion? Can we volunteer a counselor to get tased?
I think
that
that's
not-
probably the best
I think-
fundraiser of all time.
Steve would
Right.
step up to that. Steve
Oh,
would step up for sure.
We'll talk about that with the code of conduct comes up on Tuesday night.
It's the penalty.
Give you a penalty.
Oh, man.
Councilor Cox, I just want to say that if I don't get bingo going next week, that there's some senior citizens in town might volunteer me to get tased. Always
Better get that bingo going.
so I'm safe, yeah.
I want to see pictures of that too. I miss bingo, I have to tell you. All right. I dare ask this any further. Is anything further? Okay, roll call vote. Council Memhard,
Yes, I'll tase to that.
Council McCarthy.
Yes.
Who needs Bob Wynot when we have Scott Memhard to give us the silly puns? Councilor Cox, yes. Motion passes 3 in favor, 0 opposed. So just for, I'm at my office doing this meeting because I'm meeting Bill for dinner downtown. So I can only imagine what my boss thinks that we actually do at city council now after overhearing this meeting. All right, thank you, chief, so much. It was great to see you again. Appreciate it.
And Madam Chairwoman, if I could take just a second to say thank you very much for closing out the fiscal year. And I think I feel very confident saying that this Budget and Finance, City Council, and certainly the Gloucester Police Department have done their job providing value to the citizens of Gloucester. And it's been an enjoyable and challenging fiscal year, and I look forward to seeing you all on the other side.
Yes, and
Thanks, Chief.
no offense, but we look forward to you not transferring surplus money from Fiesta into these other things. But again, they were very appropriate transfers, and we're happy that you got the supplies you want. But I need things to get back to normal, like Fiesta and 4th of July. So,
Agreed.
Yeah.
all right, have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye, Chief.
All right, Elise, you've got the next 2 items on our agenda. So we have the acceptance of a grant for public health. Nope, yep,
Nope.
nope, that one's not you. Sorry,
One item.
we're gonna go to number 5 for the grant that we get every year. Fun times. The Title III-B.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'm asking Budget and Finance to recommend that the city council accept Title III-B funding. What it is this happens every year. Senior Care, my understanding is that, Senior Care awards us this Title III-B contract to provide outreach social work services, and they award it in 2-year cycles. So the first year is the contract where they spell out exactly what it, it's kind of long. It's what it is that they want from us. And then we say how we're going to meet their goals and why we deserve to have the grant. And they give it to us in that year. And then the second year of the cycle, they just do an amendment that extends it by another year and another of the same amount of money, which is, I believe, $9,841. So this is one of those amendment years. Everything is late because of COVID and other things that kind of complicated the process. I caused a tiny bit of delay because I had misunderstood a little part of it myself, and Senior Care caused a little bit of delay too. But here it is in front of us now, and it is the same Title III-B funding for the same types of social work outreach services to seniors that we've always been, maybe not always, but for quite some years now that we've been contracting with Senior Care to provide those services. So
Great. Any questions from the committee? All right. I recommend to accept under Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A, a federal grant passed through the Mass Executive Office of Elder Affairs through Senior Care for a Title III-B Older Americans Act grant for $9,841. In the packet, it says $9,841.08. Kenny,
Yeah.
is it 8 cents?
Nope, it's
Okay.
for $9,841 even.
Okay, all right.
No
all right.
sense.
Thank you. For fiscal year 2021, funds are to be used to supplement the hours and part-time salary for an outreach coordinator worker at the Rose Baker Senior Center. The grant period is from October 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2021. And there is a minimum of 10% local match for this grant, and I so move.
Second,
Okay, further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote. Counselor Memhard,
if it'll help with the bingo organizing, go for it. Yes.
Counselor McCarthy,
Yes.
Counselor Cox, yes, motion passes 3 in favor, 0 opposed. Keep us apprised on when those bingo games are.
next Wednesday, starting next Wednesday, but that'll be in the newsletter and it'll be on Facebook and it's already making its round through the grapevine. So yeah, anytime you'd like to drop by and join us for bingo, there's donuts at the break. So.
What time is it?
So it starts at 12:30 this Wednesday. And my understanding is that we used to charge some like 50 cents or something per donut. But I got to tell you, for the first one, at least, I'm inclined to buy those donuts and let the seniors know that they're on me because I'm not above bribing them to like me. So it's my plan, bribing them with donuts. Anyway, thank you so much, Budget and
Thank you.
Finance Committee. And you guys have a great rest of the night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Elise.
All right, Chris, is there a Board of Health meeting tonight? Is that why? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. All right, does anybody have any questions regarding what's before us tonight? It's acceptance of a public health grant, $223,561.82. I don't have a problem voting on it tonight without her here, and then we can just keep it off the consent agenda, and talk about it at city council. Chris, are there any deadlines for this if we were wait to 2 weeks to vote on it?
I think we can wait the 2 weeks if you were so inclined, yeah.
Okay, what's the will of the committee?
I read what was in the packet. I don't have any problems.
Okay,
I'm happy to proceed to vote on it tonight, move it ahead.
the packet's usually a really good source of information. I just always like to hear from Karen on the ins and outs of what doesn't actually make it into the packet, so. All right, I'm good to go. Does anybody have any questions on it? No? Okay. I recommend that Budget and Finance accept under Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A, a state grant from the Massachusetts Department of Public Health, a public health excellence grant program for shared services in the amount of $223,561.82 for the purpose of improving effectiveness and efficiency of local public health by committing to a regional shared service agreements to develop sustainable business models. The grant period is through June 30th, 2022, and there is no local match requirement, and I so move.
Second,
Further discussion? It's great to see that they're pulling in these grants. I'd like to know what the application process was, so I'll probably reach out to her separately, because I don't know if these are just things that are automatically awarded or if it was an application. I know they do a lot of grant writing over there, so I always like to make sure that they are appreciated for going above and beyond to pull these grants in. And this is 223,000. That's pretty good. All
Yep.
right. No further questions, comments, roll call vote. Counselor Memhard,
yes.
Counselor McCarthy,
Yes,
Counselor Cox, yes, motion passes 3 in favor, 0 opposed. All right. We're 17 minutes into this. Let's see if we can beat our record. What do you got for us, Kenny?
Good evening, counselors. So the overdrawn report, there's 22 accounts that are overdrawn. There's 6 new accounts. As you know, we're at the end now here. So now this is the normal cleanup at the end of the fiscal year. And I just want to make a suggestion, recommendation, once we do, the SBTs or any of the transfers that appear before you, if we can include that as part of my report in the new fiscal year. I don't know how many transfers there will be to cover this, but, I was thinking we could just do the same thing we've done in the past. Usually there's like an Excel spreadsheet, and then this could just come under my section of the agenda of the meeting, if the committee's okay with that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
Okay.
fine. It's worked in the past. We'll keep doing it until it doesn't work.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions about any of the accounts. Again, there's only 6 new ones. All the other ones are they've been there for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
So you
All
don't
right,
see any problems with any of them at this point?
No. And snow and ice, it's looking like it's going to be about $80,000 in the red. So I hope it doesn't continue. I hope it doesn't snow in the next 2 weeks. Let's hope so. All the purchase orders have been closed, so we're not ready for it.
Chris, where's John?
So he had to take off a little bit early tonight to go to a different, I think it was a financial networking event. So, but this is accurate. Kenny and I had a meeting earlier today about trying to make sure all these things are buttoned up in a nice, package at the end of the fiscal year here to make it into one Excel. So there is going to be a significant amount of transfers here. So
Yeah.
whichever way you want to organize them.
We're used to that at the end of the year. So
Sure. You know better than I, Counselor.
So just throwing this out there, I kind of joked around it with Joanne, saying that, the Budget and Finance should have an extra stipend for the amount of meetings that we do. So maybe some point someone,
Above and beyond.
yeah.
I'm happy to pass that along. No problem.
Yeah, let me know how that goes over, Chris. All right, anybody have anything else? All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second,
Second.
You can't move and second the motion, Scott.
Well, I don't know whether you were making the motion or recommending that someone make the motion.
All right. Roll call
me.
vote. Counselor Memhard,
Yes, please. Thank you.
Counselor McCarthy,
Yes, good night, everybody.
Counselor Cox, yes. Motion to adjourn is approved, 3 in favor, 0 against. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Night,
all.
Sharon, Kenny. Night, Chris.
Enjoy.